I was in a situationship. Thankfully, it was only for like a few months. But at the end of the day, I've always been marriage minded, and I understand. And I'm gonna try not to get off of like on a huge tangent, but I understand that women who are marriage minded and who want to be wives, they do tend to end up, well, it's possible to end up in situationships, or in situationships, because you essentially like this person and this person is showing you attention and it seems promising. But at the end of the day, ladies, do not be fooled by the words outside of him wanting to commit to you. Okay, if he is not committing to you, he does not see himself with you long term, at least not right now. Okay, because sometimes also a man does see your worth and see that you're wife material, but maybe he wants to play around first before he settles down. And that was my situation that I was in prior to meeting my husband. Again, thankfully it was only a few months, but this man basically asked me like, oh, in 3 years, if you're down for it, basically let's like come back together, I guess, and like be serious. I don't even know, like it was such a vague statement, and in that moment I was like, okay, but like I woke up quick, fast, and in a hurry. I snapped out of the trance that I was in and realized, like, hold on, I want to be a wife, I want children, and I want that sooner than later. I was like 21, 22 years old. Okay, so do not end up in a situation like that. Because if you end up in constant and continue situations like that, that'll rack up your body count, that'll rack up your usage, that'll rack up your experience, and at the end of the day, you do not want any of that baggage up under your belt, especially if it turns from months into years. And again, as Party Line mentioned earlier in the chat, that's how you end up 7 years in a relationship with nothing to show for it, and except maybe a baby, and you don't want that. Okay, so do not do it. And also, do not continue to break your heart like that. Do not allow a man to continue to break your heart like that as well. If you see that this man has other women on his line, he's not hiding it, but you're still going along to get along, let it go. If you know, honey, if you know that you want a relationship, if you know that you want a husband and children, a family, do not waste your time. There are men out here who want relationships sooner rather than later. I'm not saying he's gonna pop the question next week, but he's gonna lock you down when he sees your value. Again, as my husband saw mine when we met. First date, that was it. It's been he and I ever since. Okay, all right. So again, this definition of a situationship, according to Urban Dictionary: less than a relationship but more than a booty call. A situationship refers to a romantic relationship that is and will remain undefined, because guess what? That man determines if y'all are in a relationship or not. You cannot force a man to be in a relationship or not. You cannot convince a man to be in a relationship with you or not. Okay, please understand me. I know I got some guys in the chat, so please let me know if I'm speaking the truth or not. We hold the key to the cookie, and the man holds key to the relationship and marriage. The man is the catalyst to the relationship. If he is not making it clear what ship y'all are on, exit. You hear me? Do not waste your time. I do not care how old you are. I do not care how young you are. I do not care how old you are. Do not do it. Chantel says, facts. I was in one a few years ago that lasted a year. Someone told me a year can turn into 10 years fast, and I dipped. Exactly, ladies. Come on. I urge you. Like, I'm like on like hand and knees. It's a red flag, y'all, if it is not clear what ship you're on. Do not be afraid of being single. Listen, ladies, and I'm going to move on to what I want to show you guys shortly. I promise you. Do not be afraid of being single. Being single, again, we are marriage minded over here. Okay, so being single is a time for you to increase your femininity. You want to become more receptive to criticism, more receptive to just loving you. Okay, I know people love to say self-care this, self-care that, but it's true. Figure out how to make your skin look better. Figure out how to do your hair better. Go natural or something. Lose some weight. Eat better food. If you're religious, read your spiritual book. Get closer to God. Go on some walks. And you can increase your femininity in these various ways that'll make you even more valuable as a woman. But while you're doing those things, don't start racking up bodies. Okay? So don't be afraid of being single. If you realize you're in a situationship, cut it off. Cut it off. It ain't nothing to cut that dude off. Snip, snip. Snip, snip, snip. Forget him. Block him. Ignore him. Do not allow him on your line, because a situationship will lead you to nothing but destruction and time wasted. And time for us ladies is super precious, because we get older. Men get better. Men get better with time. Men typically start to look better. They start to gain a little weight, maybe salt and pepper eventually, depending on how old they are. Their money starts looking better typically. We just get older. We get more wrinkly. We get more droopy. Sometimes we gain weight. Our hair thins. You have to be honest. Okay? So do not waste your time in situationships for a dude because you think he's all cute. No. Because when he finds a woman, when he's ready and when he finds a woman who he actually likes, he's gonna dip out on you.